All right, guys, be very, very, very quiet. I want to show you something that's really cool. All right, let me show you real quick. Actually, this is a good way to kind of lead into it. All right, take a look at that. That's the beautiful Christmas tree that my wife decorated. I don't have any skills at all when it comes to trying to do something so cool, but she took care of it. But let me show you this here. It kind of all ties together. I think everybody wants to have one of these if they can. And right now it's about 5:10 in the morning. Let me take you guys outside and show you this. Check this out. Here, hang on a second real quick. All right, let me show you guys this real fast. Look at this. It is snowing. This is our first snow of the year. We didn't get snow this year, or this early, this year or last year, but it is completely possible for us to maybe have snow on Christmas. That would be fantastic. And that way Santa can land his sleigh on top of the roof and do what he's got to do. But check it out. It is so cool. So the temperature right now is down to about 27, and it's, technically raining. So it's enough for the snow to be able to fall. It's kind of a wintry mix is what they call it. If it's a little bit cooler, down in the low 20s, the snow quality would be a little bit better, a little drier, and not so wet. But it's at least landing and sticking. Very, very cool. Very, 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 very cool. And I'll tell you, this is one of the things I've been waiting to do since buying this house here. And so let me come over here and take a seat. I've enjoyed, I tell you, any chance I get to talk about Richmond, Virginia, I do it. I love the 4 seasons that we have here. I love that we're able to, have thunderstorms in the summertime. I love it that we get snow, and last year we had 3, I wouldn't call them snowstorms, but we had 3 snow events that took place, and the snow stayed on the ground, for about a week on average each time. So it was great snow. And so it allows you to go out and go walk around and see the snow piles that were built up and everything like that, but that's one of the things I really love about being out here. And then our falls are incredible with the leaves and the color changes, the browns, the orange, the reds that you get. It's just fantastic. And like I said, any chance I get to talk about Richmond and being out here on the East Coast, I do. And after growing up, all my life living out in the Bay Area, California, and the extreme East Bay, we'd be lucky every 10 years you had, a snow event. And if the snow did happen, it didn't stay on the ground. It would just kind of like fall, and once it hit, it would be gone, And I remember, I think my first snow event that I ever had was when I was a little kid. I think it was probably 7, 8, or 9 years old. And so the snow came down. I was just so excited. And we didn't go to Tahoe. We didn't go to Reno, for the winter to go ski or anything like that. So it was pretty rare. And even living in the Bay Area, you may have at the time maybe one not a snowstorm, but a thunderstorm a year, and it would be take place a lot of times during the summertime, just one. And if you weren't in the right place at the right time, a lot of times it took place at nighttime, you'd be asleep, but it was rare to be able to experience that type of stuff. So I really enjoy being out here, being able to watch, the 4 seasons roll through. And like I said, this is definitely a treat right now to be able to, come out here in the morning and sit on the balcony and bundle up and watch the snowfall. So this is really, really exciting to me. And I hope we have a number of these snow events during the year. And I'll tell you, when it comes to snow, when you look at Chicago, man, that's a whole different story. And the closer you get up to the Canadian border, even going from here to New York, which is, 300 miles or so, or Pennsylvania, the snow that falls there is a lot more brutal. And the reason why is because you're closer to the Arctic and you have a lot more influence. We're kind of like in the middle between, the top of the United States on the East Coast, Maine, up in that area, versus Florida. And so we get some snow that falls, just a little bit. The events are not often, but it's enough for you to be able to at least, appreciate those things. And if you go further south from here, the snow events get rarer and rarer and rarer. And it did happen in the last couple of years. There were some Arctic blasts that made its way down to, northern Florida, where they did have some snow, but it's not common. We'll have snow here a lot more often. So I just wanted to show you guys this real quick. This is one of the reasons why, like I said, I love being out here in Richmond, Virginia, and the four seasons and all the different things that are happening. And I think this is a wintry mix because, no, actually it's still all snow. Because I'm going to say it felt like a little bit of rain, but it's when it hits my skin and it melts. So I'm going to sit out here for a little while and enjoy this. I am all bundled up right now. So I have, and I'll tell you, when me and Marilyn were first dating, it took me really a whole season to figure out how I can dress and what I can wear and not feel cold when we were out. And so I have this super heavy sweatsuit that I've had for probably at least 20 years. And I usually wear this along with another layer of clothes underneath. And if we're going to be outside for a while, I'm cool. And when we were on our cruise and I proposed to Marilyn, this is what I wore when we were coming down the mountain and I proposed to her. So this works great. It goes down to the single digits easily. And, it definitely works for me. And my daughter will be coming for Christmas. And so I was talking to her last night. She's like, hey, I don't have any winter clothes. I don't have a snowsuit. I'm like, you don't need a snowsuit. Just put on a few layers of clothes and you'd be good to go, and bring a jacket. So she was trying to give me all of her sizes and say, hey, this is what size I wear, but if I'm going to be bundled up, I'm going to have layers of clothing on, go up a size, and I'll tell you what, I'm not going to buy her nothing at all. When she gets out here, we can go to the store, we can go shopping, but a lot of it's going to really depend upon the weather. But if it's going to be kicking like chicken like this when she comes, I will definitely go ahead and maybe get her something, or at least go through in detail and get an inventory from her of what she has and what she can use, and then go from there. But the one thing I did buy this year that I've never had before in the past, I went and bought some thermal insulated, 100% waterproof calf boots. So if it does rain and we want to go out and go walking, we can walk and my feet won't get cold, they won't get wet. And I can literally go walk in the river and, walk around a little bit, enjoy myself, and not have to worry about my feet getting wet. So that is one addition. And I did buy those for Black Friday. They were normally like $70, but I got them for $42 on Amazon. So I'm definitely proud and happy about that haul. And I think in a few minutes here, because it's close to 5:30, a lot of I'll say probably half the people that live here have dogs, and they be all day. So it starts oftentimes around 5:30, and it goes, I've seen people walking their dogs at midnight, 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock in the morning. It's something crazy. But folks will be out here in a little while, most likely starting to walk their dogs, and you'll see paths that'll be in the ground from all the footprints from the people doing what they got to do. So that's it, guys. I just want to show you this real quick. This is our first snowfall of the year, and I'm excited for more things like this to come. And, you know, hopefully, and I think there's nothing scheduled for snow for the next few days, you know, and so I'll be able to get back out on my bike and go bike ride and enjoy that. And I tried to make it this year so that I can try to ride all year long, as long as it's not, as long as the temperature is above 35, 36, I figure there won't be anything that's frozen, and I'll be able to go ahead and make it happen. Oh, and the other thing too, I guess they didn't do it on this side street here, but on the major streets, the city of Richmond will go ahead and salt the street the day before. That way when the snow does come, they can have public services and buses still continue to run. And we don't go driving in the snow. There's no reason for us to go out at all. We've got everything all taken care of. But if we do go out and we do drive, we do go down the street to the car wash and run our car through there. That way we can make sure that we get the salt washed off and it doesn't stay in the car and it's not a corrosive situation. So that's it, guys. That's enough for this morning's rambling. Just wanted to show you guys the snow and how exciting it is to be out here and experience it. And man, this is something I've never seen on anything I've ever had before. If you take a look, my barbecue grill has kind of a light sprinkling of snow on it. Very, very cool. All right, guys, take care. We're out. Peace.